Alright guys, so this is actually something I don't do that often. Today we're going to take a look at a 100% in the dupe system INT PIKKON here. The new, I almost said the new PIKKON, but the old one that was on Global for about a year, and then they finally brought him over here to JP. Now when I said I don't do this often, what I'm referring to is that I'm actually using the private server account to kind of show off this PIKKON right now at 100% in the dupe system, because as of right now, him with no categories, I don't really plan on 100%ing this unit. I don't think he's someone you could use in a lot of different situations. And I have heard people say that he's just really trash, even worse than he is on Global, which may be the case. So that's why I decided to actually showcase this guy on the private server account. Now what I mean by that too is that usually when I'll showcase a unit on the private server, it's before a unit is about to come out, right? It's kind of like a sneak peek at the unit. Usually, I like to show all these units on my main account, actually in the actual game environment. But I'm very, very curious about this PIKKON right here. So that's why I'm actually going to go ahead and show him here at 100%, because I want to see, in his best environment, how he can really succeed. Now, one of the big problems with him, too, is his link set. He has links that are most definitely not made for Super INT, and unfortunately, Super INT is really the only place that you could use him on. Now, over there on Global, this PIKKON is actually an STR unit. Shocking Speed is his main key link, and he does have Fierce Battle. But over here on JP, he's got Shattering Limit, and he's also on Super INT, where there are not a lot of Super INT units, top-tier Super INT units. They just don't really exist over here. So, let's see. This, funny enough, immediately hopping into the event, I think this is pretty much the best rotation we're going to see this guy on. He does have experienced fighters with Gogeta. 842,000. Yikes, my boy. Okay, that's 100% in the dupe system, and that's what he does. 842,000. That is not very impressive in terms of an attack stat right there. Man, they got a little too cute with this. The Kaioken Goku, I would say easily, is a much better unit on JP. Boom, hands down. He's just a much better unit on JP. His ability to dodge, the health lowering mechanic is lower than it is on Global, and he doesn't have any restrictions in terms of his passive. Just a vastly superior unit. But over here, the PIKKON, they hurt everything that makes him good. He still, on JP, can greatly lower attack, just like he can on Global, but when this guy came out on Global, it was in a time when greatly lowering attack was actually a useful mechanic, a very useful gimmick. Nowadays, boss-type enemies, they just don't play that shit. You can't lower their attack. It's not the way it works. So, it's just a pointless ability now. And the other thing, too, he lowers... So his passive is attack 100%, which is fine. That's capable nowadays. And then enemy's defense minus 50%. Lowering an enemy's defense, that's not going to do jack shit. The enemies, unless you're going up against, I don't know, Super Saiyan 3 Broly or Kaioken Blue Goku. It's not like all of the Dokkan bosses in this game have insanely high defense pools anyway. They'll have normal level defense. So that lowering defense by 50%, that's not really going to get you very far. Without Gohan on rotation, his attack stat is 700,000. This man is rainbowed, and he has experienced fighters active. That's his only attack link that you're going to be able to realistically get. I mean, he has Otherworld Warriors as well, which is a 20% attack link. But in order to get that, you have to pretty much be on the hero team. That's only going to be active on the hero team, And, like, there's no fucking way I would run this Pikkon on the hero team. The Tech Vegito Blue hero team? No way, bro. You gotta go over into Flash units, or units like Super Saiyan 3 Bardock or something like that. Those are the types of units that you gotta use over on, here, those are the types of units that you've gotta use over on the hero team. You can't really afford to bring, like, just a pure shocking speed unit. Otherwise, chances are he's not gonna super attack, and many of the units on the team are also not gonna get a chance to super attack. So I'm very, very disappointed. This is at 1.8 million by Bardock right there. It was pretty damn good, by the way. That's not bad. That's not bad. So this Pikkon, definitely very disappointing. The Kaioken Goku, though, definitely I will give a passing grade to. I did actually 100% him on my actual account, and I don't have regrets about that. You know, he's very useful on several different teams. Especially with, like, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku's inclusion on not only the Pure-Blooded Saiyan team, but he's also over in there on the Full Power team. On both of those teams, Kaioken Goku is going to be very, very helpful in terms of him, like, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku getting that 18-key super, being pretty much the hardest-hitting unit in the game, and, you know, being able to optimize basically a team built around LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku really makes that a lot easier. This Pikkon doesn't contribute nothing to nothing, though. He's just there. That's it. That's all I can say. It's very, very sad. Again, if this Pikkon came out a full year ago on JP like it did on Global, he'd probably be a lot better off because, again, that greatly lowers attack would actually be a worthwhile mechanic. Especially on Super Int, too. There are a number of units on Super Ints that are capable of lowering attack, like the big man Gogeta himself. Gogeta lowers attack. So if you're able to stack that ability, you know, Gogeta lowering attack, Pikkon lowering attack, you could even use the support Whis. He lowers attack as well, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, there we go. We have several units lowering attack, so we can kind of chain the enemy and keep the enemy's attack lowered. That would be very, very helpful. But, again, nowadays, most bosses, or at least tough bosses, are actually immune to having their stats lowered. So it does put you in kind of a tough position, where this Pikkon, he becomes a big oof. Like, that's... I guess, at this point, that's... that's all we can really go with. Our boy Pikkon has resorted from crazy optimal memes over there on Global to this man is just a big motherfucking oof over here on JP. Now, I don't know what they're eventually going to do with a category for this man either. I mean, they certainly could do, like, afterlife fighters or characters that are dead. There's enough of them now. You know, if they would qualify Gogeta as being dead. I don't know about Janemba. See, I guess they would probably have to do, like, afterlife fighters. Although that would... man, I could see that ending up like the Revived Warrior scenario, though. Where people still don't understand that, like, the Revived Warrior, like, they're, like, revived or resurrected, right? Just because they're an angel, obviously does not mean they're a Revived Warrior. Like, it's very, very simple. But many people kind of don't get that. I like... No matter what they do with an afterlife or dead fighter category too, like, let's say it is a dead fighter category, right? And they don't put Janemba on there, which would make sense because Janemba is not dead. He's just in the afterlife, right? So then I'm sure people would complain about Janemba not being in the category even though he's not dead. So even though some of these categories, they really are wonky, and there's, like, very, like, there's oddities, right? At the same time, a lot of the categories, I would say, are actually constructed, like, well. There's not as many issues as you would think, especially, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. In hindsight, it's not an issue, really, that he wasn't on the Shadow Dragon category team. I would say the problem is that they did this Shadow Dragon arc category team, like, before they did the Baby Saga category. If they had reversed it and gone in the other order, it really would have made a lot more sense, and I don't think it would have been as big of an issue, because Super Saiyan 4 Goku wouldn't be sitting there as one of, what, like 2 Dokkan Fests at the time that did not have a category. Like, it's just asinine. So, like, for PiKKon, again, all I'm really seeing that they could give this man is, like, Afterlife Warriors. Like, if there's either a Dead Warrior category or a category for warriors that fought in the afterlife. I mean, if you guys remember, he did fight in a filler episode in the Buu saga, but they did not put any PiKKon cards in the Majin Buu saga. They chose, you know, to ignore that filler, which makes sense. But again, that does hurt him as well. I suppose we could see him in a movie hero category. That could be his next bet, I guess, for a category. We'll see if he gets it. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you think he'll make it onto the movie hero category team? I certainly think that is a category that will eventually come. But, alright guys, that will do it for today. Definitely don't invest Kais or nothing in this PiKKon. You can farm them up, which is good, but no orbs, nothing like that on GP. This guy doesn't really have a place as of right now. But thanks y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.